Hi guys, my review to the round 4 of the FIA Formula World Championship 2019 in Azerbaijan, and it was a very quiet one for an Azerbaijan Grand Prix compared to the last three. Yeah, so the start was quite alarming because practice one, they there was a manhole cover that came undone and ripped the floor of the Williams, who are already in dire straits of parts and everything. Their latest report is that, yeah, we've got to fix this now and we should be compensated. And I think they should, because it wasn't their fault at all. Um, but their reports now is that they are building parts now. Their parts and upgrades are in the manufacturing stage, and hopefully that'll give them the performance they need to get back into fight for the midfield. And if it does, hallelujah. And hopefully they can work their way up the grid because they've got very good drivers there. But Ferrari again in practice looked dominant. Leclerc top in all the sessions. Came to Mercedes didn't think they could match him in pace in qualifying. Came to qualifying and Mercedes found something else all of a sudden. Found that they could compete with them. Quali 2, the Ferraris gamble trying to go on a soft tyre to try and get a better strategy, and it caught Leclerc out because he tried to do a second run to improve because he didn't go fast enough, which actually in the end proved he could go fast enough because he did manage to get into Q3, but because he crashed out, he couldn't take part no more, which was a shame because he looked set to have pole. And it saw a handy pole position to the Mercedes because Vettel couldn't find the pace, and Hamilton looked like he was about to snatch it, but Bottas came up with a lap to claim first and he's now really pushing Hamilton all the way. Hamilton's really having to fight hard to stay in front of Bottas, and it's swinging from race to race. Came to the start of the Grand Prix, Hamilton got a terrific start. And it was side by side the Mercedes all the way down from turn 2 to turn 3, and yeah, but unfortunately Bottas got ahead, stayed ahead, sorry, and Leclerc had a magnificent pace working his way up the field, and but unfortunately the Ferrari of Vettel and Leclerc, even instead of being faster, they could either match their pace or go slower than the Mercedes. So despite all this promise in practice and qualifying, Mercedes had the pace to outdrive them, and it looked like to just be a comfortable, easy ride for Mercedes again. And is that another mistake by Ferrari in Quali 2 with Leclerc? Just adding up to the amount of mistakes and chances they've had this year and not taken. And these all add up to the end of the season. Yes, there's a long way to go. There's now, 16, 17 rounds after this. So there's still a long way to go, but it all adds up. And in the end, we had, it was very quiet Grand Prix, not even a safety car called. Mercedes worked their strategy well, and Hamilton looked like he was about to challenge Bottas towards the end of the race after there was a VSC called. I said when I meant safety car, I mean not actual safety car. A VSC was called because I think it was Gasly's car had a failure and he didn't quite park it far enough down the escape road. So VSC was called, And then afterwards, Hamilton closed the gap to about a few tenths of a second, but unfortunately 2 laps remaining, Hamilton just pushed that a little bit too hard. Now I saw a report saying that he sort of gave the race to Bottas. That's not Hamilton. If you think making that mistake is Hamilton giving him the race, don't report on Formula One because you clearly don't know anything. Because Hamilton would never, ever give any driver a race. Simple as that. He will go and fight and never give up till the last lap. And unfortunately, on that occasion, second to last lap, he knew he needed a good exit out of that corner to have any chance of getting past. He just pushed a bit too hard. But it was an intriguing Grand Prix. It was very again, Ferrari I think missed the trick with Leclerc because he was on that soft tyre, which he qualified on in Q2, so he really ran long, and some of them were new, and some of those tyres were brand new because it really, like, most of those tyres weren't really the real set because the real set had been broken in the accident. So they were allowed to change the numbers the tyres that were broken. So he pretty much nearly had a full new set of soft tyres on there, and he went really long into the race, and I think they pushed him too long until the point they pushed him so long until the point Mercedes did catch him up and overtaken him anyway because he just ran out of grip. And I think Ferrari just told him to push. They said they were worried about the softs lasting, and they weren't lasting very long because a lot of people pit earlier, but they pushed him way too far, and it gave him really no chance of coming back and getting a podium at least. So we move on to Spain now. Obviously, Ferrari was stronger in winter testing in Spain. Obviously, times have moved on and people have had a lot of upgrades since then. But I expect Ferrari to be very dominant in Spain. We say that their car looks like it could be dominant in any Grand Prix, but it's whether Ferrari can actually make the most of their opportunity and stop this run that Mercedes is having. That's 4 1-2s now in a row, which is unheard of in Formula One. So they didn't even do that in the turbo hybrid era, in their first season in their turbo hybrid era, I believe. I think they might have done, might be 2014, but it's rare you see someone have team have 4 1-2s in the space of each other. So there's a lot to look forward to Spain, and I'm hoping Ferrari can actually bring a proper challenge to Mercedes. Because as much as I want Mercedes to win, I want to see we all want to see a big fight in the Grand Prix and a real knife edge of a race and knife edge of a season. That season of like, oh, he's got a chance, but I don't know, is probably the best because you go through all the emotions. So it's what everyone wants to see from Formula One, and I'm also counting down the races. We're now past round 4, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there's 6 more races until I get to go to the British Grand Prix, so I can't wait. So bring on Catalonia, Barcelona in Spain. What did you think about the Grand Prix? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was dull compared to other Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Do you think it was another missed opportunity by Ferrari, or is Mercedes just out strategically thinking again? So yeah, leave it in the comments below, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.